What's up, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach portion of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. We're going to start things off the way that we normally do here, that we always do. I don't even know why I bother saying normally. We always do it this way. The Smark My Words, one of my favorite interactions between myself and you guys listening out there in audience land. And the winner this week is one of the regular winners here, Guest 5. For a comment that he had left saying, Great Balls of Fire is a dumb name. After they finished watching Top Gun, they could have at least picked another song from it. Even Danger Zone, as bad as that sounds better than Great Balls of Fire. I actually kind of would be okay with Danger Zone being the name of a pay-per-view. I think that sounds a little bit cool. Like, I can picture some graphics being like some caution tape all over the place, kind of like Roadblock mixed with Extreme Rules, sort of. I like the idea of a Danger Zone, and they can always use that song as the theme for the pay-per-view too, because that song is awesome. That's in my top 100 favorite songs to just kind of like put on. It's kind of like Never Gonna Give You Up, where it's like every time it's on, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, this song is great, you know. But yeah, Danger Zone is a better name than Great Balls of Fire. And actually, after reading this comment, it inspired a list of different pay-per-view names that I'm going to be putting out there on eWrestling News. I don't know when I'm going to post it. I've written up like the majority of the article, but I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek to it. It was all just, let me see how many fire puns I can make into some different other alternative themes for the pay-per-view titles. So it ended up being like Under Fire was one of them, and like Turn Up the Heat was one, and different stuff like that, where it was like some of them are flat out jokes and some of them are serious and stuff. But hey, if Smark My Words not only makes me laugh, but it also reminds me of a song that I like, and it brings up a good idea of an alternative thing, and it inspires another post, you gotta give that the comment of the week. So thank you, Guest 5, for the inspiration and everything else. Thank you to all the other people who left comments all over the place as well, on our YouTube page, our Twitter, and blah, 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 the other options that are on the screen right now, including that group on Facebook that I mention every single week, facebook.com/groups/themegamaniacs. That's where we do our live chats for Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, and the pay-per-views, and that's where we just bullshit throughout the week. So if you are on Facebook, sign up for the group and have some fun with us over there. We've got the June mailbag special coming up in a few weeks, so if there's anything you want to pick our brains about, wrestling-related or completely unrelated to wrestling, send your questions in either by tweeting at us with the Smark Out Moment #mailbag or leaving us an email through the contact form of the website. If you tweet normally and it's not at us, or you leave a comment on a YouTube video or something else like that, it might get lost in the shuffle, so those are the two best ways for you to get around to toss in a question our way, but send it in. We will try to answer it when we get around to doing that episode, whenever it is. If you want Smark Out Moment to grow in the future and you want to be a part of that growing process, there's a couple things that you should be aware of. As far as monetary donations go, there's the PayPal button at the bottom of smarkoutmoment.com, the YouTube's fan funding module, or our Patreon account if you have the spare change and you want to toss it our way. Or you can buy some t-shirts and a bunch of other types of merchandise over at our Redbubble and our TeePublic shops. That money goes directly into the same account anyway, so it doesn't all matter, you know. That way you actually get a t-shirt out of the deal. Or if you don't have that money and you want to try to help out in another way, there's a couple other things that you can do that can help spread the word about the website, such as the Sign Me Up initiative. For that, if you're going to a wrestling show, just bring a sign that says Smark Out Moment to it. Send me a picture of yourself holding it up, and I'll give you a little bit of a thank you on the website for that. But the most important thing of all is to help us grow our social media accounts. You can do that by retweeting and following us on Twitter, liking and sharing our posts on Facebook, giving each video on YouTube a thumbs up, subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that already, leaving your comments on the YouTube channel stuff, sharing our website's articles and the videos and everything else like that by posting them on message boards and on Reddit and anywhere else on the internet. All that stuff is great. Anything you do to get our name out there is greatly appreciated. And the same thing applies to fanboysanonymous.com, because that's the sister website. And if one thing succeeds, then the other one has a little bit more of a chance to succeed too. But that is where you're going to find superhero talk and movie reviews and different things like that. So if you are interested in geeking out with me on that kind of stuff, go to fanboysanonymous.com, subscribe to that YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter over there, and do all the same kind of stuff that you'd be doing for Smark Out Moment. And that brings us to the major topic of the video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. Last week's question was about the original 3 members of the 3MB, being Heath Slater and 2 other people than Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, according to Jinder Mahal. And the question, of course, was who were those other people? The answer was that it was going to potentially be either Dean Ambrose or Fandango or possibly Kurt Hawkins were going to be the 3 alternative people that could have been the 2 other members of 3MB. Ended up being Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, out of all people. So it's a strange fate that some of these people ended up getting into. Fandango dodged a little bit of a bullet, although his career took a while to get back into the swing of things, and he still actually hasn't won any titles or anything. Kurt Hawkins, he kind of floundered a little bit here and there, so I don't know if his career would have been better or worse. I gotta assume probably a little bit better if he would have been in 3MB. Dean Ambrose, for sure, that would have been a terrible mistake, so it's a really good thing that he avoided that one. So the question, of course, was posed to you guys, and Declan throws out Dean Ambrose, you got that correct, as well as Repo Man and the Brock Lesnar guy. Guess 5 says the 5 wrestlers have Sing or something close in their names, so you could say the 5 sins of wrestling. What are they? 5 dives by has-beens. 4, if you can't see Cena, you can certainly hear him call his matches. 3, treading on Jack Swagger. 2, Sin Cara. And 1, hindering Jinder. Well, this week's question has nothing to do with really anything. I couldn't think of any kind of inspiration to go with anything that was happening right now. I even tried to look up who was the first woman to be involved in any kind of a Money in the Bank match, thinking maybe it's somewhere along the line, like Vicky Guerrero got involved, or AJ Lee in the middle of the match or something, and I really just kind of didn't feel like doing all that much research. But in a little bit of my random-ass research, I did come across something that was very funny to me. So, which member of the current roster once went under the name Big Larry? I suggest if you do not know the answer that you look this up, because it is pretty funny. Next week, I will tell you what the answer is and any other information about that. Leave your comments below with any kind of guesses that you have. And that's it for this week's edition of the IWC Outreach. Thanks for listening, everybody. Remember to hit that subscribe button and to stay tuned for the rest of the stuff that's coming this week. We've got the breakdown of the winner for both the men and the women's brackets for the 2017 Sexy Superstars Tournament. We have our predictions for Extreme Rules. And of course, after Extreme Rules is done, then we've got the post-show review and recap. So hit that subscribe button, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay tuned for that stuff happening over the next few days. But for now, this has been another Smark Out Moment, and I'm being counted out.